Guys, the master. Oh man, wow. I know. I just left work, and I have about a 44 minute ride home, so I figure we'll just talk about the master. Wow. So I'm gonna wait for a few people to get in. I don't know what you guys are up to. It's a beautiful day. It's hot. Man, I am hot in here. That's for sure. I am hot. Oh man. Whew. So, how's everybody doing? How is ignore the back of the car. It's worse than it is. That's the roof part coming down, you know what I mean? We bought it used. We bought this car for $4,000. $4,000. It's an Audi A4, I think. Yeah, wagon. It's a wagon, okay? $4,000. I think we spent about $500, maybe $1,000 on it to like maintain it and stuff. Maybe $1,000. But I mean, the master and these new wheels, holy smokes, man, that's like, look, I mean, just consider this. Like, this car is $4,000. What's up, guys? What's up? Gizmodoc. Master. Yes. The master has spoken. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so excited right now. I'm so excited right now, man. I'm hot. I'm not sure if I'm hot because it's hot outside or I'm hot because I'm excited. I can't tell. Turn down the temperature here. I am hot. But the master. Oh man. Wow. Yahweh. Damn. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. Is it loud for you guys? Is it too loud? Is it too loud for everybody? I don't want to talk too much because I'm driving. I just want to talk. I want to talk as if you guys are in the car and we're just chatting. You know what I mean? Anyway, the point is, welcome everybody. Welcome to a new generation of EUCs. I mean, wow. Welcome to a new generation of EUCs. Forget PEVs. Okay, PEVs has existed for a while now. EUCs are unique. All right? A one wheel is a beautiful machine in the sense that it's a different type of machine that offers riders a different way to transport themselves from point A to point B. It's unique. A scooter with two wheels is great because, you know, it offers comfort. You can sit on it. You know, it's different. It's different from a bicycle. A bicycle is also cool. You know what's funny? It seems like the PEV minus the bicycle has done great strides for the mobile transportation market versus the bicycle, which has been around for a very long time. The bicycle has been around for a very long time, but I feel like the bicycle has taken a very long time to catch up, even though they've caught up now. But it took them a very long time, I feel, tell me if I'm wrong, to catch up to this modern type of transportation where battery motorized vehicles are like the thing, you know? Like, I remember a while back there were scooters before there were powered bicycles, and I remember powered bicycles were just becoming a thing when apps like Uber Eats, DoorDash, etc., these apps started becoming popular, and that's when I started realizing more and more bikes were being transformed into a mobile transportation with a motor attached to it. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not saying motorized bicycles didn't exist before, but it's just very interesting that it started picking up after scooters started getting popular, and EUCs and one wheels, etc., etc. In any case, what I want to say is the EUC probably started around like what, 6-7 years ago. In its infancy, it was about like 7 miles, I don't know, maybe 12 miles an hour or something like that. 12 miles, 13 miles an hour. And now we have wheels that are in just a short period of time that's doing insane, I wouldn't just say speed, because speed is one metric that I'm interested in and a lot of you are interested in, but is doing speed, range, comfort, accessories, oh my goodness, like features, you know? But, you know, give it to King Song, okay? I'm not gonna take this away from King Song at all. I'm not gonna take this away from King Song, because let's be honest, King Song deserves all of the credit. King Song and InMotion deserve, well, mostly King Song, but King Song and InMotion deserve all of the credit, you know, for pushing our lovely EUC PEVs in the direction that it's headed right now. King Song, give it up for King Song, give it up for InMotion for forcing the hands of this market to go in that direction. Because I remember a time when EVX, I'm calling you out EVX, and me too, we didn't really care much about suspension. I remember when it was first mentioned, a lot of us were in the school of thought where it's like, this is a gimmick. Why would we need suspension? I mean, it was obvious why we needed suspension, but at the time it just seemed like it was a gimmick, something to get you to buy their stuff. But looking back, because you know how they say hindsight is 20/20? It's true, hindsight is 20/20, because looking back, it's like a no-brainer now. It's like, wait a minute. Now, not everyone was saying what we were saying. A lot of people welcomed suspension because a lot of people were complaining that they were driving and their backs would hurt and they would have to, you know, always be on the alert for bumps. So that was a natural reaction to want a suspension. But for people who've been riding suspension for a long time and have gotten used to bending the knees and stuff like that, it just seemed like a gimmick, you know. But looking back now, where we are now, it's not a gimmick. It was a natural progression of where electric unicycles was just going to go. In fact, you had the DIY guys creating their own. There were lots of DIY guys in the US, in Europe, creating their own DIY suspension, MSX, etc., etc. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about the master. The master has spoken. So Alien Rides have released 2 amazing videos. One introducing the master on its range test. And when it said range test, I was a little bit concerned. I was like, is he going to ride the wheel like how I saw Rev Rides ride the the KS20? And how I saw like some other people riding the KS20. I was like, damn, I hope he's not gonna do that. I hope he just, because we know Alien Rides is a rider. I hope he just rides it, you know, and not care. Who cares if it ends up like 20 miles? Who cares? Just ride the thing, man. And he did. He rode the thing. He didn't just ride it. He rode it. He rode it. He did a couple speed runs. He went uphill. He went on a group ride. I mean, wow. He went a little bit off-roading. And the mileage he got down to like the battery being 0 was 40 miles. Now, obviously, I would imagine a good chunk of that would not include riding at top speeds. You know what I mean? Obviously. I would imagine that down to 30% under load, maybe even lower, you would be able to do a top at least 35 plus. I think at one point he was doing 35 and it started to beep. And I don't remember what battery percentage it was, but it was impressive. It was impressive. It was impressive. Yes, it was very impressive. Let's go down the list of things that we could compare to the KS20 here. Number one, sorry guys, I can't read your chat because I'm riding. I'm riding. Wow. I'm driving. I'm not riding. My wheel's in the back, by the way. My wheel is right there, just chilling. That's my MSP. I always have a wheel in the car just for whatever reason. You know, if I want to, I don't know, if the car breaks down, I need to go somewhere, I have a wheel. I don't know. I always have a wheel in the car. Anyway, the point is this. Let's go down the list of things we could talk about that Gotway seemed to have at least improved on and just did an amazing job. I say that because Gotway's been a company that's been stubborn. It's been very stubborn in the sense that it's not trying to change. It's just trying to keep to its normalcy. I have an oil light, but who cares? That's it doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is this. The first thing we're going to talk about is the seat. The seat on the Master is a beautiful thing to witness. Now, the seat on the KS20 is a good thing as well. The fact that you have a seat is great. Okay, there's traffic stop, so I guess I can check some of your chats. Kurt Flirt 2 says, I think for what he got with the wheel speed and range, I would like... Yeah, I agree. I would like to see the EX20. I believe, well, the EX20 has, what, 3,600 watt hours or more? Dude, the EX20S is going to be insane. Like, are you kidding me? It's going to be insane. Insane. So, okay, so we're talking about the seat with the Master, right? The seat with the Master is beautiful, okay? I think I saw E-Rides and or EC upgrades add some type of addition to the seat to make it a little bit more comfortable on the top. That was cool. But so the seat is amazing. I'm gonna give an A+ to the seat for the Master, and I'm gonna give, you know, just a C- for the seat with the KS20, only because, not because of the design per se. Well, I guess it is the design, because it's the back part of the KS20 has no support. So if you sit on it and you decide to like brake for whatever reason, or sit real fast because you want to, or get up real fast, well, there's no support in the back. So that recoil you're gonna get from your bum is gonna force the back part to press in, and you have no support, and that's not cool. Plus, also the length of the seat on the KS20 is not that great. It's really short. Okay, so that's number one. All right, number one, Master. Number two, the screen. Wow, what's up with the screen? I mean, look, it's good to have a screen. I like that they have an LED screen on the KS20. You know, this wasn't happening yesterday, and now it's happening today, but that's all right. And it's an LED screen that doesn't seem to have much functionality for what the purpose of a screen should be. It's strange. Whereas the Master, it's a full screen. Like, it's a screen, man. They got that the message from the Hero, that a lot of people liked the screen on the Hero. Some people were saying that the problem with the Hero screen is that it just seemed too easy to damage, or to get damaged, because there was no protection around it. And if you look at the Master, it is a lot of protection around it. It's actually depressed into the seat, or into the top part. So, you know, in case it falls on that part on the seat, nothing will happen, provided the seat doesn't come out. But another problem I see with that is water. If you happen to ride in the rain, then, you know, water is going to definitely ingress in that area. But that might not be an issue because you're riding forward. I don't know. I don't imagine there's going to be a huge puddle of water in there. I hope not. But hopefully you don't ride in the rain a lot. So definitely the screen goes to the Master. Number two. Number three, the suspension. The suspension is where both these wheels, I think most people are going to buy this wheel, being that the KS20, the Master, the people who are going to buy this wheel, or, you know, between the two, is going to have to decide. I feel like the deciding factor between those two wheels, for the most part, is the suspension. Because if you want high speed, you could get, you know, an EXN. If you want high speed, you could get a Sherman. You know what I mean? Get all these things. But if you're looking for a combination of you know, the suspension and speed and seating, etc., then the KS20 and the Master seems to be, you know, the two wheels that are going to be on people's minds. And for that, in terms of the suspension, it seems like the KS20 definitely has the edge. Absolutely, 100%, because it's a full suspension. It's an absolute full suspension, and you can use it for road riding. You can use it for off-road riding. You know, the Master seems to have a very good suspension for street riding, in my opinion, and not so heavy off-road riding or jumps, especially jumps. Because so far, I'm getting an itch. Because so far, in all the reviews I've seen so far, although short reviews I've seen so far of the Master, when Marty went to his friend to see his Master, he kept complaining that when he jumped, he heard like a sound coming from the bottom of the Master. And apparently the Master, unlike the KS20, has a guard, a mudguard within the inner parts of the wheel, and it's metal. So it's a metal guard, whereas the KS20 and the S18, it's a plastic guard. The problem with that so far that he's seeing, or we're seeing, is that if you happen to jump real hard, or if you happen to hit a serious bump, the tire seems to hit or nudge the metal piece, and so you start hearing this clunk. I don't know, that's what the guy said, but we'll see if that's a problem or not. So suspension definitely goes to the KS20 for sure. All right, 100%. Lighting, wow, the lighting of the X20, I mean, wow, the X20, I'm like mixing things up now. Those names are all crisscross. X20S, KS20, holy smokes. From now on, we're gonna say the KS22, okay? Because that's what they call it now, the KS22. So the KS22 lighting is not bad. It's not bad at all. I haven't seen it personally, but I've seen people compare it online, and the KS22 lighting is really good. The problem I have with it is that it's too exposed. It's too exposed to the elements. It's too exposed to damage upon any type of impact. It is plastic. There are too many moving parts in it. Whereas the Master, it's infused into the body of the unit, and so you have a protection that is by design. Okay, so I'm gonna give the lighting, in terms of just functionality, I don't know, man. I don't know, because I don't know if I can give that to the Master, because the Master, it looks standard. It's a standard thing. What I like the KS20 lighting for is that you can adjust it, and I did hear some people complain about not being able to adjust the light. Whoa, what's this? Why traffic stops so quickly? That happens even in driving, guys. Look at that, the guy in the back went on the side, because, you know, even though I gave the cars a lot of space, that one action from me jamming on my brakes affected all the people back there. That's crazy. So guys, riding is like driving. Well, not really, because if I was riding right now, I wouldn't be like in my lane. I'd be swerving out of the lane and doing other stuff. Anyway, so the lighting I would have to give to the KS22, only because it offers you more options. Like you can adjust it. You know, you can adjust one, you can adjust the other. I find that very cool. Man, so yeah, so that goes to the KS22. They seem to both have knobby. I'm not sure if the Master is being shipped with knobby or not. We know that the KS22 is being shipped with knobby. Oh my goodness, what is this? It's just making all this noise. It's an oil thing. It's like it's a sensor. I just put oil in the car and it's still making noise. Yeah. But anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yes, next thing, Mudguard. Oh man, the Mudguard. The Mudguard on the Master is beautiful. It gives character to the wheel. It literally does. Whereas the KS22, the Mudguard is not really a Mudguard. The Mudguard is a stand. It's a kickstand. And it's, again, too many moving parts in my opinion. It extends out when you lean it down, and it folds up. I think it folds up when you put it up. No, it's still up because I remember Electric Dreams riding with it, and he rode in water, and it kind of prevented the water from hitting his back. So I'm gonna give the Mudguard to the Master because it's a real Mudguard. It's not a 2-in-1. The kickstand also I'm gonna give to the Master because, again, each one has its own significant purpose. If the Mudguard is broken on the KS22, then that compromises your kickstand. If the kickstand is broken on your KS22, then that compromises your Mudguard. That's ridiculous. Anyway, hey, it's innovative, it's cool, but it's just not practical enough. The Master, Bugatti tend to go with the basic idea of what a Mudguard should be and what a kickstand should be. The kickstand, if you've seen a lot of people online looking out, testing their Hero, testing their KS20, the EX20S, and now the Master, it's all pretty much the same. They're all pretty much very confident putting down. I remember George Go, he bought an EX20S and he loves the kickstand. Everybody loves that kickstand. Not a single person, I haven't seen a single person complain about the use of the kickstand on either the EX20S, the Hero, and the Master. It's a solid build, okay? So what else? So we're gonna give the kickstand and the Mudguard to the Master, absolutely. So next, we're gonna talk about the battery. The battery setup is pretty much the same between the two, as you guys know, but I think the Master is plastic. Yeah, the material on the Master is plastic. It's a very shiny plastic. From the words of Marty, he said that they look really good, like really, really good. And what I like about both the KS22 and the Master is that they use the pads to protect the shell or the enclosure of the battery, which is great. So that's a draw. I think they're both fantastic. What else are we going to talk about? What else do they have? What else is there? Okay, so I'm going to have to go into specs now. Regarding the trolley handle. The trolley handle easily goes to the Master. That's a very practical trolley handle, man. It's right in the center of the wheel, unlike the KS20 where you have to turn it around. Okay, you turn it around and that thing, it's like a different machine. I don't think that's intuitive. Like when you go somewhere, you don't want to turn it around. You just want to pull it up and move. That's it. That's a compromise right there. So definitely the handle goes to the Master. What else? So the torque. Oh my gosh, the torque. The torque absolutely hands down, as was expected by many people, even King Song lovers. Maybe they had a hard time accepting it, but the Master absolutely has better torque by far, and it has nothing to do with the battery. It has nothing to do with the battery. It's only 200 watt-hours more. It has everything to do with the engineering. The engineers at Bugatti are the best. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's something that you must accept. You just have to accept it. They are the best. The engineers at Bugatti are the best. The way I look at Bugatti engineers, they're they're like college graduates who are really good at what they do, but they don't have the government behind them saying, hey, we know what you're doing is great, but you have to do it to standard, okay? You have to do it to standard. And that's what Bigode is missing. Oh, crap. Oh, this car has suspension, so I'm not worried about it. But that's the one thing I realize about Gotway is that they're like amazing engineers. They just don't have the regulatory bodies to regulate their crave for amazing machines, you know what I mean? Whereas King Sung and these other guys, they clearly do. So it's like a switcheroo. So if Gotway ends up at some point getting to that level, which I feel they have with the EX20S, like for example, the EX20S, from all accounts, from people who have experienced it, there was a guy on my live at one point, and you know, he lives in China, and he ended up getting an EX20S, and he swears by it. He absolutely loves that thing. And you know, one thing he said about the EX20S is that he just loves the build quality of the wheel. The quality of the wheel is like anything he's ever experienced. I think he explained it like a Range Rover, although I'm not sure which Range Rover he's talking about, but the old Range Rovers, yes, they seem to be quality build, but they're not. Range Rover has a very bad reputation for quality, but in terms of like its, you know, functionality, it's pretty good. Anyway, the build on the X20S seems to be top notch, and it's like Gotway did not even care about price. They just went all out and said, listen, we're gonna build this machine and it's gonna have everything you need and more. Okay, and I feel that some of that DNA, some of that characteristic was taken over into the Master. I don't think they compromised. It didn't look like they compromised on the Master at all. Maybe with the suspension you could say, but it just didn't look like they compromised. But I have to say that wheel looks freaking amazing. All the pictures, all the videos, it looks amazing. Who agrees? Who agrees that the Master just looks freaking beautiful? Now, put up next to the KS22, the KS22, like I said, and I'll never deviate from this, the KS22 looks like it's still a prototype. A beautiful prototype at that, a prototype that can be driven, a prototype that can be bought, a prototype that you can actually own and be happy with and not say, why is this a prototype? No, it's a beautiful prototype, but I just feel it is, because if you look at the handle, for example, and you look at like some other parts of the wheel that just doesn't jive together perfectly from afar, you can easily say, you know, they're not fully they're not done yet with this thing. But I did get a chance to ride it. I did get a chance to you know, take a close look at it in New York, and I can't say anything bad about it in terms of the design. I can just report that it does look like a prototype. I'm sorry, but the Master, no, this looks like a finished product. It's a finished product. It looks like and it's beautiful, because while people were complaining that the Master, the KS22 had too much parts, too many moving parts, that in case of a crash, you know, things, and remember guys, you gotta have, parts are a thing, you know, parts are a thing. E-Wheels was at one point the biggest parts reservoir you could go to in case you need any parts for any EUC, really, until that fire happened. Now recently I needed to buy something and I couldn't find it because E-Wheels parts store does not exist anymore, and so that left me in a bind, and I'm like, man, I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it or go to AliExpress and Alibaba in order to get this part that I really need, because E-Wheels doesn't exist anymore. Well, E-Wheels exists, but their parts store doesn't exist anymore. And so when I look at the Bigode Master, I'm like, wow, if anything breaks, what? It's the foam? It's pretty much the foam and the light, really. And once you take out the top part, the foam and the light seems to, you just unscrew it, get another one, put it in, but I don't know. So in terms of design, they're both great. I'm not going to give one over the other. I'm going to say that's a matter of preference. I think they're both fantastic wheels. I just like the design of the Master. It just looks more refined. It looks a lot more refined than the KS22, even though they did get their inspiration from the KS22. That's an obvious thing. I don't think anybody will argue that, but the Master looks amazing. Now, onto the videos. In the video that Alien Rides released, the first video regarding the range test. So someone said, wait a minute. So it's, he was starting to get beeps at around 44 or 45 miles an hour in his range test video. And then I said, guys, there are 3 battery types that you should get, that you can decide on, and each one will determine the performance of the wheel. But when I spoke to Alien Rides, he said that each battery that he's offering on his site, they're all good for speed, really. I guess with the P42A, I don't remember what it was. I think it's a P42 or something. The battery that's meant for top speed but lower range. That must be very annoying for you guys. I'm sorry, but it's annoying for me too. But so that battery is really meant for higher top speed at the lower end of the battery. That's how I understood it. Whereas the other ones, you can still get top speed, you'll just get less range. And you won't be able to get that top speed at the low end of the battery. That's what I understand. So my guess is that there's lower output in terms of power or current or whatever. What else is there to talk about? Yeah, that's it. That's it, man. The Master is a freaking amazing wheel. Let me see what you guys are saying. The light is red. This is live, and to me, this is the one and only Oh man, I appreciate that. The thing is, I haven't been doing lives because I was like, let me look at my other lives and see how things are going. And I realized I was playing a video for you guys with the King Song's response to the battery fire, and it was very choppy. I'm like, why is it so choppy? Well, I'm not connected to the Ethernet. Yeah. So I'm like, instead of doing another horrible live, let me just take my time, go to Micro Center, get a 60 or 80 foot Ethernet cable, and then we can start a live again at home. I hope it's not choppy for you guys here, but whatever. So that's why I haven't really created a live, because it is kind of frustrating to think that everything is running smooth, and then when you go in the replay, it's spaghetti, So, and I'm not really a fan of spaghetti like that. But anyway, guys, the Master is out. The Master has spoken. The KS22 is it being released right now? Because I know people in Europe have it, but can we in the US get it? The S22, is it ready for us yet? Have all the updates been done? Either way, the Master is out. The Master is out. Holy moly, man, what a wheel. When the Alien Rides guy did 56. Now, DarknessBot, I have to say, I am not a fan of DarknessBot at all, personally speaking. I know a lot of people use DarknessBot because a lot of people have iPhones and they're not able to use EUC World. But the last time I used DarknessBot was when I had my Tesla. Okay, so a long time ago, I had my Tesla, and that's when I remember using DarknessBot. And the problem with the DarknessBot is the speed would always be a little off, like a tiny bit, not much, but it always irked me, you know what I mean? And so when I heard of EUC World, well, before EUC World, it was Wheellog. I used to use Wheellog, and that's when I started comparing it to, like, the speed gun, when you go on the road, and then they have like this speed thing, the radar, or whatever that is. I used to compare it to that, and it was pretty much accurate. So I'm like, wow, I can trust this. And ever since then, I never went back to Darkness Bot. So I don't know what the deviation or the offset is for Darkness Bot compared to EUC World. I just know that EUC World is very accurate for me, because I've compared it to a few other things, and I don't know. And another thing I heard from online is that if you want an idea of how fast the Master is, just compare it to the EXN. Now, I haven't done any crazy top speed with the EXN. The most I've done on the EXN is 45 miles an hour. Because, guys, I just changed my tire the other day. You got to give me some time to get used to that wheel. But anyway, I'm going to go for a ride today. I want to go all the way to Cambridge from Dorchester. And, yeah, just experience that. Because now, when I'm riding the EXN, I'm going to be thinking about the Master. Woo! What a wheel, man. What a wheel. Things are going in the right direction for EUC. Absolutely. Things are absolutely going in the right direction. Real Talk asked me a question earlier. He said, do you foresee that at some point, if I'm just paraphrasing here, do you foresee that in the future, that EUCs will become similar to motorcycles? And honestly, I say yes, because it doesn't seem like EUC has limitations anymore. I mean, wow. The S18 demonstrated, okay, properly so, that you can equip an EUC, a one-wheel unit, with a full-on suspension and battery, and make it work. And then the stakes was raised, and then now you have the EX20S, now you have the Hero, and now you have this beautiful machine called the Master. And now you're asking yourself, okay, that's interesting. Where else are we gonna go? Because now you have wheels that can do 56 miles an hour. Hopefully the Master can do more. And then you're asking yourself, wait a minute, what would cause us not to be able to go 70 or 80 miles an hour? I mean, the scooters are doing it. The electric bikes are doing it. What is going to prevent us or our sector from entering that type of speed territory? And when I look at that question, I can only answer by saying engineering, the components. That's it. We live in a great, in case you guys don't know, except for the people who live in London and other parts like Germany and stuff like that, the EUC is neither legal nor is it illegal. It is in a gray area for some of us. And so that's really what's holding us back, is that gray area, if it ever becomes defined. If that gray area ever becomes solidly defined, then we're in trouble. Or maybe not in trouble, we're just regulated, that's all. But I foresee that, and shout out to all the people out there who said we're gonna get banned because we're going too fast. Shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you guys. We're gonna get banned. We're gonna get banned. Slow down. No. We're gonna get banned because of stupid stuff. But it seems like from fires to crashing to none of that seems to register to, the regulators. So let's just keep it like that for now, okay? Because apparently it's not happening enough. So that's good. It's happening, but it's not happening to a large scale, a grand scale, where people are afraid to come outside their house. So to answer that question from Real Talk, is I see the only thing limiting us are the components, like the MOSFETs, the capacitors. All these things exist, okay? It's just a matter of cost. That's all. It's just a matter of cost. People were complaining, even myself was complaining about high cost of EUCs. People are still buying them. They're still buying them. Yes, we complain. We complain within reason. For example, the Hero was almost $4,000. And we're like, that doesn't make any sense. You're only giving us 1800 watt hours. This doesn't make any sense. Come on, it's just an RS with suspension. How can you justify this? And then they brought it down a little bit. So, I mean, yeah, I don't see anything holding us back. I don't. Huh. That's wild, man. That is wild. Could you imagine? Because right now, as it stands, we're competing with scooters, mopeds. You know the mopeds? We're competing with those guys. Now, the next threshold would be the sports bikes. Holy moly, this is getting really crazy. Crazy exciting, really. Anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to say. The master has spoken. It's everything on paper and on video that I expected. It did not disappoint me. I haven't touched it yet, but I'm telling you what, I am excited. I am very excited, and I can't wait to touch it. I can't wait to sit on it. I can't wait. You know, Rev Rides, they had a short. They created a short video in their warehouse where he went up against a crate, a huge crate, and he wanted to test the torque. And the master literally spun out of control, like spun while it was hitting the crate. That tells you how much torque this wheel has. What? Man. Now remember, the master has 20. Is it 24? Wait. Is it 24? How many MOSFETs does the master have? I don't remember, guys. How many MOSFETs does the master have? Is it 12 or is it 24? I don't remember. I should know this, but I don't know. How many MOSFETs does the master have? Do you guys remember? I know that the KS22 only has 6 or 12, or I think it's 12. And then the master has 24. I believe the master has 24 MOSFETs. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Omnidale. 24 MOSFETs. Holy moly. And why do you need 24 MOSFETs? Simple. Power. More power. Okay? You're not going to tell me I'm able to dig into this massive motor and not have the circuitry needed to withstand and that type of output. Bigode understands that, guys. Bigode understands that. And so 24 MOSFETs, 134 volt machine seems quite legit to me. So am I getting a master? I don't have the money. I'll be honest with you. I don't have money to get nothing. But I also said that about the EXN. I didn't have money at the time. But I did get an EXN for a fraction of the cost. But I'm not one to go with first batch wheels, guys. I'm not one to do that. There are people that do, and that's fine. I mean, for the most part, first batch wheels have been good. Now that we can download firmware through Bluetooth and whatever, Wi-Fi or whatever, I don't know. Wheels are starting to get a little bit more advanced. So first batch tends to be, apart from like hardware upgrades, first batch shouldn't be a problem. But I personally have never done it. Mostly the reason I haven't done it is because I don't have the money to do it. Let's be honest. But if I had the money, I would still be wary because I would hate to lose that money. So, but yeah, that's, let me, oh, there's nowhere to pull over here so I can read the comments. But yeah, that's, man, I'm supposed to go in a different direction, but I went the wrong direction right now. But guys, yes, this is beautiful. Now, where is it going after the Master? After the KS22? After the X20S? Where is it going? Where is it going? What's gonna happen? These things are becoming, they're not toys anymore. They haven't been toys for a while. Now my question is this. So Leaperkim came out with the Abrams, right? What are they gonna come out with next? That's exciting. In Motion came out with the V12, right? What are they gonna come out with next? That's exciting. Wow. Woo! Woo! Man, there's no turning back now. There's no turning back, turning back. There's no turning back, guys. This is the way forward. And I'm very curious to see what In Motion, what Leaper Kim is going to release, what Extreme Bull is going to release. If not King Song, is Ninebot gonna jump back into the fray? You know, is Ninebot gonna be like, whoa, we're missing the party here. Whoa, what's all this? Oh man. Ninebot's gonna jump back in and be like, whoa, no, we can't be left in the dust like this. We're gonna come out with the Z20, the Z24, the Z24. Oh man. Yeah, guys, this is exciting. This is very exciting, even though I might not be able to test one anytime soon. For those of you who do get the chance, please create a video. I know videos are tough. It does take time. But we only have each other, man. We don't have anyone else. We don't have these companies producing videos and whatever. We have ourselves. That's it. That's it. We just have ourselves, man. That's how this thing got popular anyways. Us making videos, you know? So I hope the people who are out there with their Masters and the KS22s and the EX20Ss create videos, man. Create videos. And then I will rip those videos and make a video. I will rip your video and make a video. Don't worry, I'll give you credit. But yeah. Man. And it's riding season. Holy wow. This was released in this summer. It's hot right now, guys. It is hot right now. It's hot right now. Crazy how the KS22 hype is dead. Dude, it is in the world of technology, it's fascinating. It's amazing how it went from, you know, like a rocket ship. You know how they say in the Coinbase world, to the moon. And now it's like to the boom, you know? Well, boom is still good in the Coinbase world. But yeah, it's just gone. You're right. It's just gone. The KS20 people, there are still people who want the KS22, but the crave, the excitement. Hey, I always say, like, it's just like any other industry. Remember with the iPhone, it took Apple to take a risk with introducing a smartphone with no buttons, okay, except for one button, or technically no buttons, no keyboard and stuff like that. It took them to take the risk to go ahead and do that. And now you have a bunch of other companies, Samsung, and all these other companies coming out there and leashing. No, leashing is when you put something on a dog and cause it to walk. Leeching is when you suck somebody's blood. So leeching onto the success of the iPhone. So they took the risk. They're like, holy smokes, people want that? We're gonna make it better. That's the same thing with Bigode. Bigode said, holy smokes, people want that? We'll make it better. And they took no time, man. They took no time. Yes, they did start with the Hero, but who cares? Wow. It's riding season, guys. It's riding season. Please be safe out there, including myself. Ride to your heart's content. Man, just when you thought you didn't have much to work for, now you have something to work for. I'm playing. People won't be full sending the Master like with the S22. Do you mean the other way around? You mean people won't be full sending the S22 like the Master? Because full sending an S22, if they haven't upgraded that S20, okay, firmware, hardware, everything, if they haven't upgraded that stuff, then trust me, if you're planning on full sending a Master, a KS22 without the upgrades or without the proper fixes, then I say, I don't know, I don't believe in luck, but good luck. Not luck, but just ride safe, man, because the wheel is not designed for that. It's just not. It's not designed for that. I just rode my MSP the other day, and I'm like, wow. I'm riding my MSP, and I'm like, wow, the KS20 doesn't even feel like that. It's a very evident. It's very clear that that the power is not there. It's very clear. But once you get going, like a lot of other people said, once you get going, it's there. But here's the problem. You see this traffic? You see this traffic right here? This is traffic, guys. Okay, this is rush hour. It doesn't mean you can't ride the S20 in this traffic. Here's what it means. It means that you see that little narrow space between those two cars? When you ride between those narrow spaces, let's say that car all the way to the front over there, okay? That car all the way over there in front of that one decides to make a left. Well, what if you decide to just stop immediately because you realize this guy doesn't know what he's doing, and then you decide to stop like immediately and then make a right to escape his craziness? Well, I don't know. If you're doing 30 miles an hour on the KS22 and they haven't upgraded the hardware, the firmware, and all that stuff, what's to say it won't happen again? You know, I'm not talking about the fire. I'm talking about the cutout. What's to say the cutout won't happen again? Now, there's this thing where, you know, you ride a wheel and then you realize its limitations. And so as a very smart rider, you adapt to the weakness or the shortcomings of that wheel. I understand that. Yes, there is that possibility where, you know, you realize, okay, riding in soft mode or medium mode with the KS22 and jamming on the brakes at 30 miles an hour is not really a good thing if you jam the brakes too hard, especially with your heels, you know, all the way down. So you'll adapt to that. You'll adapt and you'll say, okay, I can only give it that amount of force. But what's to say you're always going to be thinking like that? I don't know. There are just certain performance specs that I've come to accept and have come to expect from Gotway. And then when it doesn't exist on other wheels, I trash them. And I shouldn't, because these are just different categories, you know? Like I said in my other live, I feel every company should have a different sticker for all of their wheels. So the Master should have performance slapped on it, you know? Off-roading slapped on it. The V12 should have commuter on it, you know? Stuff like that. That way, when you get the wheel, you're not disillusioned as to what it was designed for. You're not making it up in your own head what it was designed for. You know, you will understand that, listen, I bought a Toyota Corolla, but because I love performance, I'm going to drive that Toyota Corolla as crazy as I want because it's my Toyota Corolla. I know it wasn't designed for that, but it's my Toyota Corolla. I'm going to drive it to the ground because it's my Toyota Corolla. Well, if you buy a Ferrari, you're going to be like, it's a Ferrari. I know when I ride that thing really hard, nothing's gonna happen because it has all these valves and all these MOSFETs, okay? And it can handle it, so you're not surprised. So I really feel like each manufacturer should have a specific tag a permanent tag on their wheels to say performance, commuter, beginner, you know, stuff like that. Come up with something, I don't know. That way we can absolutely know for sure what we're buying, and we're in no you know, confusion as to what we're getting ourselves into here. That's why sometimes all it takes is the simple stuff. Sometimes all it takes is the simple stuff to make a huge difference. So keep it simple, stupid. That's what they say, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. So I am coming up to my stop. Let me read some of your comments, and then we'll call it a day for the Master. All right. Bunny Slippers. I saw that movie. Ferrari couldn't handle the race, but Ford could. No, I saw that one. I saw it. It was a movie. I forgot what the movie was. Awesome live, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Caleb, you are going to want to pay attention to your oil. No. So the thing is, right? I brought this to the mechanic, and it's not the oil. The car has oil. Apparently there's a sensor, which they replaced, and it didn't make that sound for a long time. Now it's making it again. Now I'm thinking it has to do with the temperature, because now the temperature is rising. And they said if that's not what it is, then it's a sensor. It's a pressure sensor inside the engine. Wow. Inside the engine. So this is my first Audi. I've never bought an Audi. I only bought it because it was a wagon and it was available. I've always bought BMWs. BMWs, you know, they're not as difficult to work with and they're not that complicated like Audis. Audis are very complicated. But I guess, I don't know. But yeah, the thing has oil. The thing has oil in it. It's just, I think it is that sensor in the engine itself, pressure sensor. So I'm not worried about it because I did put oil just like a few, like yesterday I put oil just to top it off and, you know, whatever. But let's see. I was, let's see. Audi! I know, Audi! No sugar for you, Strat. Oh, man. Are you saying I'm too hyped? Man, it is hot. Oh, my gosh. I don't know if it's because I'm excited because of the master or because the temperature is hot. Woo! I mean, it's only 66 degrees. Well, I guess it's because the sun is, like, glaring on me. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yes. Thank you for that, Caleb. Bunny slippers. Okay. New Hampshire guy. True that. What were you? I think he was referring to. Let me just go up a little here. Go up, up, up. You guys did a lot. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Woo! Man, I'm sweating. New Hampshire guy. I'm waiting for the V13. New Hampshire guy. I noticed you really like your emotions, man. That's cool, dude. Stay loyal, man. You know that's awesome. Happy 420 U-Stride. 420. Oh, you mean the smoking thing? Yeah, I don't smoke, but if I had a master, I would ride. I'd give a whole new definition to 420. This is live and to me. Okay, thank you, appreciate that. Master looks like an easy wheel to work on. Very easy wheel to work on. Anyway, guys, it's very hot here. I have to pick up someone. The master has spoken. Be happy, guys. Be happy. I'm happy. And I don't even own a master. All I do is I go on Alibaba, I go on AliExpress, and I salivate. And I go on eWheels.com, and I salivate. I go to AlienRides.com, I salivate. And I'm just like, you know, hey, one day, someone's going to buy you. They're not going to want you, and I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Resale value. All right, guys. Thank you for coming on this ride with me. I'm home now. Well, not home. I'm in the area of home. Peace. My stick broke. In New York, my stick broke, and apparently the hinge that holds the camera was also broken, but because it was flipped, I couldn't tell it was broken. So the other day I went for a ride on the EXN just to feel it out, you know, because I was testing a mic so that I could talk to you guys while I'm riding. And I decided to flip it over and it just came apart. And I'm like, what the? So I was like, wow, the X20 got me back. Like the KS20 got me back, man. It's like, wow. So the KS20 was definitely laughing at me. Like, yeah, that's what you get. But I have to go to Micro Center and see if they can sell me one, and get back riding and get back making videos. But guys, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. It was a great live. We talked about a lot. The Master and the KS22 are freaking great wheels, but don't forget you have other options such as the Hero, the EX20S. The EX20S, if you're thinking about getting a Sherman, forget that. Okay, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. Forget that wheel, forget that wheel. No, if you want to get a Sherman, but you're concerned about bumps and stuff like that, then get an EX20S, because an EX20S offers you that beautiful suspension option. I think that sounds better instead of saying, forget that wheel. No, the Sherman is a great wheel. The EX20S is also a great wheel. So the options are great, guys. It's just fascinating, man. It's just fascinating because I used to want motorcycles. Can you believe that? I used to want motorcycles. I would never get it, but I wanted it. Then I wanted a jet ski. Then I wanted, you know, all these, the what is it? The thing in the, what is it called? The snowmobile. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought an EUC? Holy smokes. Anyway, guys, we're all in this together to enjoy ourselves. See you in the next one. Peace. Sherman Max is great. Love my Sherman, but it's limited. Later, guys. Later, guys. Bye, bye, bye. Bye.